Did you know that in Psychonauts 2, if you try swearing on the in-game typewriter, this will happen?
Yep. Language in a high-class establishment like this.
Now, I don't know about you. If a game is going to let me type anything that I want, then 99% of the time it's going to be a swear word. I don't care if it's childish, it has to be done. Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of the mirror. As always, don't forget to like this video if you enjoy my videos, subscribe and do all that YouTube algorithm stuff, and without further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's quickly revisit the excellent Max Payne 3. In the last episode of this series, we discovered loads of cool details from Rockstar's third-person shooter, but it seems that we got so swept up in the slow-motion bullet-spraying action that we missed something. Now, the best part of Max Payne 3 is definitely the shooting. It's both rewarding and brutal in equal measures. With shooting being so fun, most people are going to shoot first and ask questions later. But it just so happens there are some encounters that you can ignore in Max Payne 3. At the beginning of Chapter 3, if you wait for the gang members to pass the football pitch, a small cutscene will play, avoiding the confrontation. Later in the same mission, guards will be patrolling the catwalk above, and again, if you hang back, the guards will leave the area, avoiding another gunfight. Like I said, the shooting in Max Payne 3 is so good that you might not want to avoid these encounters, but if you are playing on higher difficulties, you may just consider it. Now, given that there have been 1001 different versions of Skyrim released since its original launch in 2011, it's kind of surprising that Skyrim's predecessor, Oblivion, hasn't received the same treatment. It's a shame really, as nowhere near as many people have played Oblivion, and despite not quite being on the same level as Skyrim, it's still an RPG worthy of your time. Anyway, the detail in question from Oblivion is really cool. The arena is an area that allows you to bet on fights. Outside of the arena are potential combatants looking to prove their worth. Well, if you take the time to watch the arena hopefuls, eventually this will happen. Yep, simply watching the arena prospect spar will increase your hand-to-hand skills. It's a really cool detail and a great way of organically building your in-game stats. So it's been a few episodes since we last paid attention to the details of 2017's Prey. But given that it's one of my favourite games of the last generation, I'm always looking for any excuse to feature it in a video. Now, today's Prey detail isn't mind-blowing by any stretch of the imagination, but it is something that a lot of people who have played Prey may have missed. Before entering Morgan's office, you can check in at their assistant's desk. It turns out that the assistant isn't the best when it comes to cybersecurity, as they have post-it noted their password to their screen, which is a rookie error. You're probably wondering, what's the password? Well, in a major boost for Morgan's ego, the password is OMG Hot Boss. Like I said, this will do wonders for Morgan's self-esteem. Right, let me take you back to February 2014. A young Captain Eggcellent had just turned 26 and the world was his oyster. So what was he doing at that time? Playing Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. Arguably, none of the PvZ games released since the 2014 original have managed to capture that game's magic. It was even more surprising as it felt like that game came out of nowhere. I bought it on a whim and the next thing I know, I'm declaring it the best plant-based shooter there has ever been. Granted, it was pretty much the only plant-based shooter available at the time, but still, that's high praise. Anyway, the detail from Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare requires you to simply stop playing. Of course, you're kicked from the server, but you're also greeted with this message explaining that you were booted from the game because you were, and I quote, doing something else and not playing this great game. Right, in the last episode of this series, I said that I wouldn't be covering any more of the secret interactions between characters in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. But that doesn't mean that there aren't plenty of other hidden details that are worth checking out. First up is a detail so small that I'm hoping that a lot of you never noticed it. When someone is knocked out in the Skywalker Saga, instead of the usual cartoon stars hovering over their heads, the Skywalker Saga shows this instead. So the quote unquote knockout stars are replaced with ships doing battle. It's a really nice touch. Next up, if you visit the planet of Endor when playing as C-3PO, the local Wookiees will do this. So the Wookiees will bow to C-3PO. This is because the Wookiees believe C-3PO to be a god, as seen in Return of the Jedi. The final LEGO Star Wars detail also involves our robotic golden friend. If you try to enter the cantina on Mos Eisley when playing as a droid, this will happen.
Hey, you're droids. They'll have to wait outside. We don't want them here.
So just like the Star Wars movies, droids are not welcome in the cantina. It's funny because even if you run around inside the cantina as a non-droid character, your droid buddy will be forced to wait by the door. Right, let's end today's video with a game that is packed to the brim with details. Grand Theft Auto 4 is a regular in this series, having appeared as recently as episode 74 where we found a funny sign in a museum. Well, the first of today's GTA 4 details could actually prove to be pretty useful. If you attack a civilian in Liberty City, there's a good chance that they will fight back. It's at that point you may regret instigating the scuffle. Well, if you find the nearest police officer and make sure you aren't seen punching the angry civilian, they will think that you're the one being attacked, and do this.
Hello.
Don't make me come after you!
I'm searching on foot. Dead ahead. Cover my ass. You sorry son of a bitch. Suspect in motion on foot. In my sights, gonna blow their head off. Hey you got your ID? Whoa, where'd you get these stolen credit cards, huh? Okay, keep moving there. Keep moving.
Yep, you can start a fight, run away, find a police officer, and end the day with your victim in cuffs. If that's not justice, I don't know what is. The final detail for today's video can also be found in Grand Theft Auto 4. If you head to an internet cafe and search for Little Lacey Surprise Pageant, this will happen.
Units, please respond. We have a sexual deviant attempting to access explicit images. Dispatch news from...
So, Little Lacey's Surprise Pageant isn't a website to check out the latest pageant news. It is instead an elaborate way for the Liberty City Police Department to track down potential wrongdoers, if you know what I mean. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter egg secrets and hidden details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.